Welcome back to 5-minute shoe reviews. Today we are back looking at another Adidas shoe. So today we are talking about the Adidas Boston 13. You may have seen this, it's recently just came out, and I've been putting the work in at the start of my marathon training block, and I feel like I've got a good idea to be able to give you a decent review of what I actually think about this trainer. So this trainer is brought out by Adidas as a lightweight daily trainer that you can use to handle volume but then still make it feel fast. So I have been telling people that it can be utilized as a great marathon training shoe for something that sessions that you may need to work hard in, but it's also comfortable. So here's my honest take on what I've thought about the shoe so far. It's been absolutely true to size, is probably the main thing. I'm a UK 10.5, or that is a Europe 45.5, or an American 11, and that is what I have been wearing. So it has been pretty good. You can see there's a little bit of blood markings on this trainer just from where I've been training, but that's nothing to do with this particular shoe. That's more to do with just the way that my sort of feet have been reacting after the comrades. And my feet are a bit damaged, so that's the reason that there is a bit of marking on there. One thing I really like about the updated Boston 13 is the heel. If you've had the Boston 12 before, you will know that the heel previously was very sharp and it had a fold over bit at the edge, but what they've done here is they've actually replaced that with almost like a soft foam at the very end, and I really like that part. And it's a lot less heel slippage just because your heel is fully locked in there compared to the Boston 12 that was brought out. It does feel a bit more snappy and a bit more responsive compared with the Boston 12, which I do really like, and it does have the same bottom grip of this continental grip with full carbon rods throughout. So the energy rods obviously do give it a good bit of, and to be honest, it does feel more like a tempo shoe. So the session we did this morning was 8 minutes at tempo, and I wore these shoes and it did have a real sort of pop to it, and yeah, I really liked the way that it sort of felt. I think if you're somebody that's maybe not quite confident to wear a super shoe, maybe something like a Pro 3, if you were going to a race and you wanted something that's going to give you a bit of performance, I would say that this is probably the shoe for you. So definitely, especially if you're a bit of a mid-foot striker, which is pretty much what I am, so you would probably want to look at this. I wouldn't necessarily say it's not a bad shoe for people who are a heel striker. You can see that it has got lots of grip on the back at the heel there, but being a 4-foot striker, or a mid-foot striker myself, then that's pretty much what I would recommend this shoe for. They have updated as well. The same sort of material that they've got in the heel is very similar to what they've got here for the tongue. The tongue is updated, and also an updated lace system compared to the Boston 12, which I really do like that. And then currently it's retailing at $160 each. So I should have probably done that research before I started this video. $160 it's retailing at, which is pretty normal for most shoes now. The final verdict is this shoe gets A-OK for me. We'll be using it more for the marathon sessions for coming up for Boston. I won't be taking this shoe to the track. I don't think it's a good track shoe, but for my long hard runs, marathon pace sessions, tempo runs, I do really like this. Have you used the shoe? I'm interested to hear what you think about it and if you will be considering purchasing it in the future. It gets an A-OK for me, and I like it. So looking forward to trying maybe a couple of different colorways when I eventually run through these shoes, but looking forward. If you want me to do any shoe reviews of any specific products, please do let me know, and I appreciate you tuning in for this 5-minute shoe review.